So what you see right now is part of a text message that goes out to our clients who come see us. And also we show up the membership too. Say, hey, this is what we say. And this is a custom link from the association here. So you're more than welcome to use the link. Just do the association, but redirects to the CDC's website, because something they might change the information from different pages. We go back on a regular basis to make sure it's pointing to the right page we want the customers to see. So he said, please wear a mask per CDC guidelines. Short, sweet, and simple. Please wear a mask per CDC guidelines and arrive on time to be seen. Another thing, remind them to arrive on time, because there's an appointment that they should be arriving on time. One thing that we have is we reinforce appointment times. What you don't want to have is folks come to you for a scheduled appointment. They're coming a half hour late. You got people coming a half hour early. You got some folks coming on time. They got these 3 or 4 groups of folks right now coming to the office at the same time. Where's your spacing at? Where's your social distancing at? What you going to do about that? How are you going to enforce it? So we follow pretty much strict guidelines. If they're late, they're late. They might have to reschedule. There might be a rescheduling fee. But we have to stick to maintain social distancing for our customers, not just for their sake, but for those folks who live with them at home or the loved ones that come with them sometime, for everybody's sake. So we do share this with them. And this is one of the best practices we recommend. You should have some type of guideline in your policies and remind them. And please go to the link, check it out yourself. It goes you straight to the CDC's website about different things. Let me see if I'm able to pull this up here. Let me share this with you here. All right, go back over there and close this, and let's share the screen with you folks, just when you see what it is. Share screen, Chrome tab, and CDC. I'm going to go ahead and remove this here now from the website and make myself a little bit smaller there so you guys can see what's going on. So what you have right here is just pretty much a website from the CDC that has the guidelines on wearing a mask. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh, I forgot to mention that, folks. The big J cup. It's hot. Okay, so it's just a guideline what to do in various situations, what's acceptable. That way you stay pretty much compliant with the CDC, with the guidelines, and don't have to try and reinvent the wheel. All right, then. But that particular link I just shared with you there will take you straight to this page right here. And here's the direct link again for you guys to see it. All right, that'll take you straight there. Where you can see what's going on there. Let me take this off the page. Okay. And make sure it's the same one there. That was a different link. Hold on for a second. Oh, one's about COVID-19. I'm going to pull this one up. Sorry about that. They gave us 2 different links here. Let's take a peek at the other one here. See what it says. All right. This other link right here is about COVID-19. It's just information about the COVID-19. So for those folks who know more about it, here's a link right here. Take you straight there. So we have more than one link for COVID-19 from the CDC's website. I forgot about that, and I do apologize. My bad. All right, then. And let me show the screen with you here. So this particular link will take you to this page right here. Everybody got that? Good. If you don't got it, rewind the video and look at it later on after the live stream session there. Let's take it off. Now, there's certain states that have policies of best practices or guidelines or recommendations, how they want to phrase it, regarding COVID-19. And once again, we just revisit this subject here. We talked about this like a year ago, almost a year ago. But with the new things coming around the world, the new variants and stuff, we thought it was best to talk about this, especially during the holiday, for you guys to keep this fresh in your mind. So here's another link we're going to share with you folks here. And this is from the Department of Justice from California. So California Department of Justice, it's a guideline for fingerprint rollers. What they want you guys to what they want the technicians in California And I do recommend for all technicians who's fingerprinting to use something similar or perhaps a lot more information with the guidelines. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up this link right here and share it with you guys, folks. And please copy this link. Go ahead and copy the link, pin it in someplace, and use it for your website too. This is our link redirecting to their website. We found that it's a lot more better to use our links, so we can always update our link without you guys trying to go back and search on the internet where the page at now, or if it's changed since last time. So let's pull this one up here. And let's show this to everybody. Okay, this is going to be a PDF version right here, which is good. It's like we gave you guys a direct link to the DOJ's website for California. It's a PDF which you could download and share with your members or your team, or you use as a guideline for your stuff too. Remember, this is best practices for LiveScan, best practices. Okay, just something to be aware of that. Let's see, can make this a little bit bigger here. And bring it over there. Go ahead and take me off the screen temporarily. And there's a website link again. So pretty much just best practices. Some things that we did, there's some at the applicant and customer section. It says be patient as wait times between customers may be longer than normal. That's right. There are different things we have to do now. And one reason why the customer might have to wait a little bit longer or spread out your appointment times because we want to disinfect our work areas before each client or each applicant comes to get fingerprinted. So versus trying to knock them out back to back to back at the same work area, you need more time between each process to make sure it's disinfected. So it means you're wiping down the tables, you're wiping down the utensils that they touch, you're disinfecting, you're wiping down your LiveScan device. Now, for the LiveScan device, there's some devices you can't wipe down like you could for other LiveScan devices. So just be aware of that there. Some might have certain coatings on their LiveScan device, film on the screen, where you're not supposed to put any type of liquid or certain type of materials on top of it. So contact your LiveScan vendor who you purchased the machine from and ask them what's the best way to keep your machine clean as possible. You might just have to wipe down the sides without wiping on top of the screen. All depends on what type of device that you have. But please contact them for clarification. Machines that we have, we're able to put down some alcohol wipes and wipe it down completely, but that's just our machines, not be for your LiveScan machine. Or if it's going to be ink cards you're doing, you're disinfecting the tables, you wipe down the ink pads, not put ink, not disinfect the ink pad itself inside. Chemical itself will take care of that, I hope. But try to make sure you wipe down the covering of the ink pads, the read tab boxes that you may have, the tables, everything they may touch. Make sure you keep it clean and disinfected. And as a personal tip, when you fingerprint, folks, pay attention to the other hand that's not being used at the time to be fingerprinted with. Remind them to keep their hand on their side and don't touch anything unless you say so yourself. The last thing you want them to do is prop themselves on their table while you're trying to fingerprint. All of a sudden now they might be spreading something there or might pick something up. And you don't want that to happen. And another thing is if they prop themselves on the table, sometimes it's more of a challenge to fingerprint on the other hand because now they get the weight shifted on one side and there's no little flexibility there to get a better quality print. So the weight shift sometimes will cause the print to get smudged or hard to capture because the weight being shifted not the right way. But more about that at a later time, especially take our training programs. We mentioned right here, LiveScan operators consider having an appointment schedule. We recommend that. I know a lot of folks do it during walk-ins, but we strongly recommend you have some type of schedule to maintain that distancing, a nice way to be productive while you're running your business, your organization. Gloves and face masks. Some of our members wear masks, some of them wear gloves, some of them wear the shield also, and some wear all above. Wear at least 2 to 3 at the minimum. Gloves for sure, and a mask or a face shield, perhaps both if you can. Those are just best practices, and we recommend that. And when folks come to you sometime, even yourself, if you can wear a face mask, make sure it's a decent one, not the ones you actually blow a piece, you can blow it right through because it's so thin, it's just more like decoration. Get one that's better for you. If not, double up. Please double up. I'm not going to go in detail about this one right here, but please go to the website I'm just sharing with you right now and bookmark that page. And this link would take you right there. Like it says, a custom link redirecting to the Department of Justice website for the state of California. Each state might have their own guidelines. Some states may not have guidelines for those who are doing fingerprinting in their state. But this is a good starting point right here. This is from the California Department of Justice. It's been almost a year now. I'm not sure how long it's been out. Let's see this date down here. Nope, there's no date. All right, let's go ahead and remove that right there. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. We got a person here as they were ready. LaDonna, oh, I think I know who this is. She's ready to sign up. Well, welcome to the family of National LiveScan Association. She's not playing. She's serious about that there, folks. Welcome. Glad you could join us here. Glad you could join us. Oh, let's go back here. I want to share something with you guys again early on. Oh, this right here. Baby wipes and alcohol. This was from last session here. That you have a number 3 because it came from last session, but I want to include it for this particular session. Things you should have at your office readily available, especially during COVID-19. Baby wipes, alcohol, gloves, face shield, mask, some type of disinfectant. They might have those little Lysol spray bottles or those disinfectant bottles or disinfectant wipes. Remember, don't try to put the disinfectant wipes on your LiveScan device. It might cause some damage to your LiveScan screen. So please check with your vendor to make sure you got their best practices for your particular device. Yes, I have to repeat myself because it's like a legal disclaimer right there. Oh, if you can, but disinfect everything. And when you fingerprint, folks, we recommend to change gloves for each person that you have. You don't want to keep the same gloves on, then fingerprint somebody else. I've seen some folks do it there, so I remind them to please change your gloves. Just change your gloves before you get to the next person. And have a pen or some type of case for 2 separate locations for your pens. Clean pens, other pens. After you use them from the other location away from everybody else until you disinfect them and give them back to the public to use. All right then. So once again, baby wipes, alcohol wipes, disinfectant wipes or disinfectant spray, face shield, face mask, gloves. And we know right now online, trying to buy some gloves, even through Amazon, that usually $4 or $5 box of gloves for 100 pair of gloves might cost you $30, $40 now. But what we noticed sometimes, especially recently, that the prices were coming down to maybe like between $15 to $10 a box, which is still high, extremely high. We also noticed if you're able to buy like 1,000 gloves at one time, there's certain vendors out there, you got to look for them, where the average price per glove, average price per box of 100 might be less than $10, which right now we consider a better deal versus paying $15, $20, $30 for a box. So we may even pay maybe $70 to $100 for a box of 1,000 gloves. And we got different sizes, of course, but it saves us money in the long run. At the same time, we have a supply that's going to last us for a while because we're not sure when certain vendors might stop making gloves or jack up the prices. So just keep that in mind right there. Another thing you want to have when you fingerprint is going to be some type of fan. Now, this is not mentioned no place, no best practices. You might have in the training materials for those who took training programs before. But we recommend a couple of fans. You might have a small fan that goes on your desk, where you might have the little fan blows across the table. Let's see, can I show you this one here? Here's one right here. It's a small fan, and it's made by, let's see, Vornado. Vernado. I don't know. It's a V something. How can you see it? Something like that. New camera there. So Vornado. But they got different types of fans, different sizes. We found those very reliable. So get one when you fingerprint that goes behind you, so you fingerprint your applicants. the fresh air behind you is going forward. So you're not inhaling all that other stuff. It's going forward, out towards the door, out towards the window, out to a place not where you're going to be at when you fingerprint. But you want to keep the air blowing from behind you forward. If you got a smaller fan, have it blow across sideways at an angle to keep the hands cool sometimes, especially for ink cars on a hot day. But at the same time, just keep the air away from you. You want to try to have the air pushed away from you. Another thing we recommend for the office is going to be some type of air purifier. There's different ones online. Do your own due diligence, your own homework to look around.